Good evening, I'm Bo Williams and welcome to The 7. Our big story of the day, family members, law enforcement officers, and East Tennesseans who never knew Knox County Sheriff's Deputy Tucker Blakely taking time to honor his sacrifice. Officer Blakely, as you likely know, was shot Sunday night responding to a domestic call in the Hardin Valley area. Blakely later died at UT Medical Center after a final act of service, becoming an organ donor.
Ready? Aim! Pull!
As you see, helicopters, bagpipes, and a volley of rifle fire, the sights and the sounds of the official tribute this afternoon at Clear Springs Baptist Church in Corryton, hosting a celebration of life for Blakely, the newly minted K-9 officer, veteran Army medic, husband, and father of a 5-year-old son. Law enforcement officers from around the area gathered, along with community leaders, including Congressman Tim Burchett and Knox County Mayor Glenn Jacobs. But perhaps the most poignant moments, though, coming as Blakely's wife, Katarina, spoke to the crowd and to countless East Tennesseans watching on air and online. A young widow finding composure to read her heartfelt tribute to the man she had loved since high school and sharing a list of moments that changed her life.
October 8th, 2010, when Tuck and I shared our first kiss. 6 years later, on October 8th, 2016, when we were pronounced husband and wife by my Uncle Dave. July 17th, 2018, when I saw Tucker holding our son for the very first time. And 3 times on October 2nd, 2023. At about midnight, when I heard words, I pray none of you ever have to say or hear ever again, he's been shot. At noon, when I had to tell my son, and all he could muster was, but Daddy's my best friend. And at 9:21 p.m., as I laid with my husband and heard the heartbeat that loved and comforted me over the last 13 years stop. May you all hold your loved ones a little closer and love them a little harder.
Katarina Blakely also offered words of thanks to her husband's family in blue, those who answered the call, who she knows will not hesitate. Mrs. Blakely urging them to still be safe and cautious and think of her husband to drive them to make it home. Now later, the man in charge of Officer Blakely's fellow deputies, Sheriff Tom Spangler, fought through some powerful emotions, sharing his own tribute. We spoke after the service with the sheriff, clearly still feeling the hurt of his loss.
I wanted it to come from my heart because it's, as I said up there, and I don't mean it bad, this happened on my watch. I'm responsible. And that makes you feel even more, I don't know if vulnerable is not the right word, but to say that I'm responsible for the 900 employees of this agency, and I lose one like this, it hit home.
Mayor Glenn Jacobs also offering his condolences and saying he's reminded of the sacrifices those who serve and protect make every day for their communities. Well, from people visiting Deputy Blakely's flower-draped cruiser at the Knoxville City County building right up through today, the show of community support for Deputy Blakely has been tremendous. And then this morning, a procession from the funeral home to the church with people taking time to pause and remember.
I just feel that law enforcement these days just does not get the support that they deserve. They live their lives on the line every single day. And to lose a life so tragically as we did, I just wanted to be out here to show my support and love for the community.
And while they don't know the family, their grandson plays t-ball with Officer Blakely's son. That's what they told us today. Well, everything started around 11:30 Sunday night as we turned back the clock to the events that happened when the sheriff's office responded to a domestic situation, a small road beside Pellissippi Parkway. Tennessee Bureau of Investigation tells us the deputies encountered an armed person at the home. Until the situation escalated, shots were fired by that person who has since been identified as 30-year-old Matthew Rose and at least one deputy. At this point, it is unclear who fired first or why. Rose was pronounced dead on the scene. After the shooting, Deputy Blakely was rushed to UT Medical Center. Well, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation has announced it will pay off Knox County Sheriff Deputy Tucker Blakely and his wife's home in full. The foundation pays off the mortgages for families of law enforcement officers and firefighters who are killed in the line of duty, pass away from 9/11 related illnesses, and leave behind young children. The chair and CEO talked to Blakely's wife, saying Blakely was a true superhero, protecting here at home and abroad. The foundation takes donations, and if you would like to donate something to help their mission, you can visit their website, t2t.org. Our next big story for you tonight, we're told a suspect has now been taken into custody following a pursuit that began in Morgan County. It ended in Anderson County. Tennessee Highway Patrol sharing this picture on their Facebook page, assisting the Morgan County Sheriff's Office. Late last night, and we're told the suspect, Dalton Floyd Allen, exchanged gunfire with Morgan County deputies before fleeing into the woods in Anderson County. Shortly after, sheriff deputies were able to negotiate with the suspect and take him into custody. We're told charges are pending in both Anderson and Morgan County. And East Tennessee Valley Crime Stoppers needing your help. They're looking for the man you see behind me here. This is Joseph Colquitt Jr. He's listed as about 5'8", 195 pounds. He's age 65, and as you can see, has gray hair and blue eyes. According to Crime Stoppers, Colquitt is wanted on numerous elderly, vulnerable adult abuse charges. We're told he uses the CAT bus system to move around Knoxville, so if you take the bus, you need to be keeping an eye out. Now, if you have any information, you're asked to call the tip line at the bottom of your screen. I'm going to read this off for you. It's 865-215-7165. You can also text your tip to ** tips. And yes, tipsters can remain anonymous, and you could get a cash prize. We're wrapping up our Big 7 list for you tonight. A grand opening for one of Blount County's newest employers is coming up. We've been following the construction process of the new Smith & Wesson headquarters in Maryville, and tomorrow it will officially be open. The opening is scheduled for tomorrow from noon to 8 p.m. right off Prophet Springs Road. Now, this comes after the firearm manufacturer made that decision to relocate their headquarters from Massachusetts 2 years ago. The new location will handle the company's distribution, assembly, and other major operations, creating hundreds of new jobs in Blount County. And again, if you'd like to go to the grand opening and the welcome event, it's going to be from noon to 8 tomorrow.